I've been a professional investor in the stock market for 7 years now. I actually run my own financial company with quite excellent results since 2019. That's 4 years ago. And part of my success, or the key, the secret of my success, is that I am a frequent reader. I love reading. I love books. I actually read between 1 or 2 books every week about finance, about investing, about swing trading, about speculation, about economy. And now I'm gonna share with you my top 5 financial books for you. If you are an investor, retail investor, I don't mind if you manage your own portfolio, if you manage your family portfolio, whatever. These are my top 5 best books for investors. So let's get started. For a couple years now, I just read in this tiny thing. That's my friend, one of my best friends actually, is an Amazon Kindle, is one of the most popular ebook, and it's perfect for me because I can read no matter where I am, even when I'm traveling, even when I do have not internet connection, I can read whatever I want, and more practically and more easily than the physical traditional book. But I have 4 of the 5 books I'm gonna talk about here in physics, so I will be able to show to you. And of course, I'm gonna leave the links to buy these books on Amazon in the description of this video. So let's get started. First book I want to talk about is The Little Book That Generates Wealth by Pat Dorsey. If you don't know, Pat Dorsey is one of the biggest investors and greatest investors of all the time, and I do not know if still is in the company, but for a long time it was the chief analyst of the company Morningstar, a very well-known company for analyzing funds, analyzing stocks, analyzing ETFs, analyzing a lot of different assets. So Pat Dorsey, the author of this book, was the chief analyst of that company. In this book, as you can see, it's very thin. You can read it in 2 days, 3 days, maybe even 1 day. If you're a fast reader, you're gonna know how to find those companies that has a very, very strong financial position, and they have a very, very strong competitive advantages. Let's remember that a competitive advantage is one of the best things that a company traded in the stock market could have. So if you own companies that have this kind of competitive advantages, your portfolio is very, very likely to only go up in the long term. So first book I want to talk about, The Little Book That Generates Wealth by Pat Dorsey. Second book I want to talk about is One Step Up of Wall Street by Peter Lynch, one of the most legendary investors, maybe with Warren Buffett and Benjamin Graham. Maybe Peter Lynch is one of the most famous and legendary investors, at least in the US. In this book, you're gonna learn how to find the best companies to invest in. You're gonna learn how to find new companies without using screeners, without using strange things. You're gonna learn how to find real business and real high quality business. This is one of the best books if you are a beginner, but if you are a middle investor, I do recommend this book too, because you're gonna learn a lot of things that maybe you are not knowing yet. So this book is here is a Spanish edition, as my mother language is Spanish, but you can find obviously in English, as Peter Lynch is a US investor and American person. So I'll leave the Amazon link for you to buy this book below. And well, it's a little bit longer than the previous one, but is a very, very simple lecture. It does not use a very complex languages, very complex words, so I think everyone can understand this book. So second book I do recommend is One Step Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch. The third book I want to talk about is The 5 Rules for Succeed Investors by, again, Pat Dorsey. Pat Dorsey has a couple of books about stock market, about investing, as is obvious, and I think that's the best book that Pat Dorsey has ever written. It's a more complicated book than the previous ones. This is maybe it's not for beginners, but if you have been like a couple months, even a couple years in the stock market, you will understand perfectly this book. In this book, Pat Dorsey gives us 5 rules for professional and successful investment, and we can see a little bit more complex things, for example, as financial statements, how to read properly financial statements, how to read the cash flow, how to read the income statement, a lot of things that again are a little bit more complicated, but they're a must if you want to be a successful investor. So third book, The 5 Rules for Success in Investing. Fourth book I want to share with you is in my opinion, one of the best books that had ever been written by anyone in the earth. It's by William O'Neill, that actually passed away this year in 2023, so rest in peace William O'Neill. But this is one of the best books, and the book is called How to Make Money in Stocks. It's very simple, a very concrete title, and that's about the book. We're gonna see how to speculate in the market, how to find the best companies, the best performing companies. You're gonna know how to select companies, where to search, where to do not search, what to buy, what to do not buy. Several risk management tools. Is one of the best book ever about investing, swing trading, speculation, speculating, and William O'Neill, for me, in my own opinion, is one of the best investors and speculators of all time. So you must read this book if you want to be a successful investor. So, for book, How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. And last but not least, this is the best book about investing, about swing trading, about speculating you can buy. It's written by the GOAT, the greatest of all times, in my opinion, Mike Minervini, 2 times champion of the US investing tournament. It's Trade Like a Stock Market Wizard. You're gonna learn how to find super performing stocks, where to buy, where to do not buy, risk management tools, recommendations, hundreds of examples of successful operations that Mark Minervini made during their tournament. In the first time he won the US tournament and the second time he won. It's best book. I've read this book I think more than 5 times. It's absolutely a must if you want to be successful in this area. So Mark Minervini, for me, the best investor ever. You should buy this book right now. So that's my top 5 books about investing in economy and finance. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe if you are not. We're gonna share new content every single week, and please hit the like button if you like this top. Recommend me more books in the comments, and see you in the next video. Bye.